Welcome. We bid you welcome, John Clauser, Johnny Metal, the Metal Dad. But we ain't talking metal today. No, we're talking some wrestling today. We're going to be talking some Royal Rumble. So we got the boys from the North and South Rock and Metal Connection, or at least a couple of them. And we don't have the entire crew, but we got Metal Roger, Roger Serreras from the Great White North. How you doing, my friend?
There will be no poop jokes coming from me. Hmm?
Or Lulu jokes, maybe.
Ooh,
The American Night Band, Ben Carson. How you doing, friend?
I'm not offering anybody any Bloomingdale's gift cards.
Oh my. Oh boy, we're in for a treat tonight. I got a feeling. John, the Music Nut, my co-captain on Wednesday nights. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well.
Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see. And how the heck do I follow that? I gotta follow all this greatness all today. What's going on?
Goodness gracious.
It was hard enough to follow Pete Jones.
Oh man, yeah, tell me about it. That was hard enough for me to
He's
follow
great.
both of you guys, but well, for those of you who are wondering what we're talking about with Pete Jones, look for the Year of the Priest episode on Wednesday. We talk about Hellbent for Leather. Yes, 2024 is going to, I don't know what it is in the Chinese New Year, but on my music,
Dragon.
it's the Dragon. Okay, so Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, it might not be, but the Year of the Priest is what it's going to be on my music corner for most of the year. So there you go. Um, we are here to talk about a little event happened Saturday night down in the Tampa St. Pete area, the Royal Rumble. So 48,044 people or something along that line. We get off and running, and of course you get the big Pat McAfee music, which of course irritates Corey Graves to no end. But at least this time, Michael Cole knew about it. So we get Pat McAfee's commentary with this, which just makes it. I'll save the rest of that for later. Let's talk. Let's just jump right in. Let's talk about the women's Rumble match. Um, let's see. I'm gonna go John, Ben, Roger with this one. Um, and then I'll hit some high spots on the tail end. So, John, thoughts about any kind of thoughts about this the women's match, and what did you think about it?
Why do you work the ropes in a Royal Rumble match? The object is to put your opponent over the top rope. Why are you working the ropes and trying to get in your high spots? It's supposed to be a brawl. And it just be to me, all the talent they have, that's not the focus of the match. It's not the objective. I don't need to see all your high spots. And as soon as somebody's on a rope, why don't you just dump them off? That's how that's just the first thing that jumped out to me when Natalia, who is fantastic, Natalia's is the MVP of the women wrestlers in WWE. She's a great motivator, a great teacher. She makes everyone look like $1,000,000. Fantastic worker. And I'm not just saying this because she's a Hart or Jim Neidhart's daughter. She's just a hoss. She's fantastic. Hoss in a positive way, like how Jim Ross would say it, right? So it's her and Naomi who's back. And Naomi's good. I'm glad to see her back after her and Sasha left about a year and a half ago. And then we get Bayley in there at number 3. Now, Bayley, she's like Natalia. She's a veteran. She's so great at what she does. I love her in this role. I love what's going on with Damage Control right now. But we're going to get to Bayley later, but the match itself, at times it was very good, and at other times it was like, eh. I will say this: it's nice that they finally have a roster where they have all active wrestlers instead of bringing women in and out from retirement. Here comes Kelly Kelly. Didn't we just see her last year? Oh, yes, we did. Oh, here comes Michelle McCool out of the crowd. We didn't get any of that this year. We had women who were active wrestlers, and one who's not even an active wrestler in WWE. She's in AEW.
TNA.
TNA.
TNA. I get them mixed up. Honestly, these gentlemen around me, they are by far the more knowledgeable wrestling fans. Let's just say that right now. But after that, it's like we get Candice LeRae. I didn't know who she was, and then we get Jordan Grace. And Jordan Grace, I'm like, she's in WWE now. She's looking pretty good. I mean, I only know her from the Indies, but she's a good worker. She works with Lufisto. Lufisto's one of the best female wrestlers there ever was, but they never give her a spot on the big show. Don't even get me started on how Lufisto should be a much bigger star than she is. So she's in there. And then we get Indy Hartwell. And at this point, I'm saying there's too many people in here. You got to get, it's too many high spots. It's just not for me. We get Asuka. Then we get Ivy Nile. Boy, she can go. I only seen her a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Katana Chance. There was a great double vertical suplex spot in here with Jordan and Ivy. That was cool. And and then Bianca comes in, and I don't know. I thought there were going to be more eliminations at this point, but that comes a little bit later. Then we get Kairi Sane comes in. So I'm thinking there's going to be more going on in Damage Control. It didn't quite happen. And actually, I'm not going to go into all the women because it's just going to be, it's just going to get, I don't know, just not be as interesting. But then we get Chelsea Green. I'm waiting for her to get thrown out immediately again. But to her credit, she survives. It takes a shit kicking too.
Oh
She's
yeah,
great. She's going to be champ one day. I mean, she's just so great in that role. She's a good worker. Her facial expressions are the best. And I love her with Piper and Piper Niven. I mean, not Rowdy, Piper Niven. And then she came in. And then from here, we get a few more. And then Nia Jax comes in at 19. Okay, here comes the cleaning house.
mm-hmm.
And here she goes. And I had a whole big list of all the women she's knocking out. And where the heck is it? And, well, we'll get to that later. Okay. Yeah, bye Zia, bye Xia Li, bye Ivy. Meanwhile, Bailey's quietly becoming a force. Every now and then, she's getting somebody out of there. Another thing in this match, you had a lot of women who were in there a long time, but they wouldn't be doing shit for like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They'd just be lying on the ground somewhere. They were pulling like a Bob Backlund in that one Royal Rumble he was in a few decades ago where, Bob Backlund's still in there. He's laying in a corner, and then all of a sudden he comes to life. He starts drop kicking Yokozuna, but then he goes out. Right? You had a lot of that. And then we get Shotzi in the tank. That was cool. And then we get Shayna in there, legitimate badass. So I've always liked her. But again, it was too much of a spot show to me. I don't know. You're just showing their talent, but the object is to throw someone over the top rope. But we get Zoe Stark. She's gonna get the rub eventually. And one thing I liked on one spot that I liked was Bianca doing the KOD on Jordan Grace on the ring apron. I was like,
Yeah.
that had to fucking hurt.
Which is the hardest part of the ring, by the way.
That's why it hurts. It's the hardest part of the ring.
That's right.
No doubt about it. And so, eventually it comes down to and Jay Cargill. How did I forget her? Or Cargill. Oh my God, she looked $1 billion bucks. The thing I always heard about her, she was the champ in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But she wasn't fully polished as a worker yet.
They never taught her how to wrestle over there.
Okay.
They gave her the belt purely based on she looked like Lex Luger.
Okay.
And she could work about like Goldberg.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now she's working with the Hearts.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. And she'll learn. they did have a little face off there with her and Bailey. You know where that's going. Another thing I didn't like about this match. Oh, how you doing? They're hugging each other and then they're beating the shit out of each other. You do that once a match.
I think that happened at least
Once.
3 or 4 times, I think.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm like, no, beat the shit out of each other. That's why we're watching.
Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. That's what
That's
I want to see.
I love this already.
Now.
There's a Vince joke in there somewhere.
Oh God, no. We'll talk about that kind of stuff later.
Naomi lasted forever, but a lot of times, and again, nothing against her, but I didn't think she should last that long. But you know, I'm glad to see her back. She's a heck of an athlete, no question. So it comes down, the ending was very good. We had Bailey in there with Liv Morgan, who came in at number 30, and Jade Cargill. And Bailey, God bless her, she was taking a shit kick in this whole match. But I'm like, they fucked Bailey over so bad. Give her one, you know? And they were saying the whole time, you know, she's won all these titles. She's a soon to be Hall of Famer. She's never won the Royal Rumble. I'm like, yes. Oh, she's going to win. She's going to win.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be applauding, right? The way she won that match was pretty freaking cool. She got Cargill out, like Cargill flipped out of there, and then Liv's lying there, and then just Bailey just gives her a little kick and kicks her off the apron. That was cool. Match itself, a lot of downtime. I'm not into the camaraderie. I'm not into all the high spots, but it ended well. The right woman won. There you go.
I agree.
All
right, thank you.
Go ahead, Ben. What kind of thoughts you got with this one?
So my thinking was I may be way off here. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a booker. I'm just a longtime wrestling fan. But it seemed to me like this match was set up to do just a few things, and that was to get Jade in the ring with Nia Jax, Bianca Belair, all of the top ladies. It was to set up that one spot of Jade picking Nia up, you know, which Nia looked like she messed up and botched just about everything she put her hands on last night. Nearly broke several necks throwing people out of the ring. But Bailey deserved the win. I was telling a friend of mine last night, you know, Bailey went out during the pandemic with an injury and then came back at SummerSlam in Knoxville and has been counting light bulbs ever since. She deserves a good push. I thought the match itself a little clunky at times. There was a lot of stopping, confusing spots going on. Nobody seemed to really have their bearings going for a few minutes, but I thought Bailey looked great. I thought Jade looked great. Jordan Grace, from what I've seen on social media today, she pretty much stole the show. She showed up with the TNA belt in WWE's front yard and just outperformed most of the women in the match. And if you see Jordan's body type and you see like what's her name, Cadence Carter and Katana Chance, and you see Ivy Nile and Zoe Stark, you see the type of wrestler, a female wrestler that Triple H is prepping for his future roster. And I really dig it a lot. I love where it's going, I love where it's going to get to. But all in all, it was a solid B plus, Royal Rumble match. I'm excited to see. I think from what I put together, I think they're sort of leaning towards Bailey in a baby face role, maybe not her hugger phase again, but she's gonna turn face at WrestleMania or going into WrestleMania. And I'm excited to see that. I mean, Bailey's a top level heel, but not everybody can play a heel in the locker rooms. We got to have some good guys for him to fight against. I was excited that Sasha Banks did not show up We don't need any more surprise entrances. You know, Rumble season for the last 5 years, Rumble season has been speculation city, and it's really getting old. Play the team you have. Don't just keep bringing in like John said a while ago. We don't need Molly Holly. We don't need Kelly Kelly. We don't need Michelle McCool or whoever else. Let the roster we have get out there and show the world what they can do.
Yes.
So I'm excited. I was glad to see that other than Naomi coming back and Jordan Grace stealing the show, I was glad to see it was just the active roster, and that that was awesome. So that's my take on it. Royal Rumble women's match, solid B plus. The right person won. Nia Jax. Okay. I don't want to say anything bad about anybody.
All right, Roger. How about you? What kind of thoughts you got?
They seem to really be following the formula the last couple of years. Somebody comes in, does a bunch of spots, then he gets hit, and the next person comes in, blah blah blah. It's kind of just, I don't know, maybe I'm getting a little pessimistic. But yeah, it seemed to be very formula. Both of them did the same thing. But I thought I was very happy they actually gave Jordan Grace a bunch of spots. They didn't do that when Mickey James was there with the Impact title. I thought that
They gave Jordan like 15 minutes, didn't they? I mean,
Something like
she was
that,
in there a
yeah.
while.
I think it was more than that.
She was in there a while.
I also like how a top star threw her out too.
Yeah.
It wasn't just some random woman.
Not like Chelsea Green threw her out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was something devastating too.
Make it mean something. Yeah.
What else? Let's see. Let me read my notes.
Yeah,
There
I
was
was saving a good spot for you to cover, Roger. You pointed it out last night, so I was letting you
Oh,
handle
when
it.
Jade knocked herself out. Yeah. She might have been selling, but I highly doubt that. She was laying there for a bit. And then I saw Naomi go over there talking to her, so she probably
Yeah.
pulled the Goldberg and knocked her out.
Yeah, no, I saw the ref do the hand squeeze with her, so yeah.
And Dupree is terrible.
Oh gosh.
Ugh.
I like how they actually play on the fact that she doesn't know how to wrestle, though. That made it, a little more understandable and believable. Yeah, even the locker room and the announcers know she can't work.
And Trent and I'm the complete opposite of you, and not. I like surprises. I thought there should have been more in both Royal Rumbles. Not like too many, like just have like 4 or 3. That would have been, well, there was 2, but still, I just wanted to throw that out there. I like seeing the old people, that the vets that can go still. And I thought that was a very good way to debut Jade, even though she knocked herself out. She's supposed to be this crazy, fit, strong Goldberg like character. Throwing out Jax was the best move for her, I thought.
Yeah, I agree totally. I forgot to say that. And
Yeah.
when I saw that happen, I said, okay, that's how you make a star right there.
Yeah. And it was really impressive too, because Nia, that second time she picked her up, she completely sandbagged her. Like she went total dead wet noodle on her. And so that was all Jade picking her up. That wasn't with any help.
And I agree, the right person won. Now they can tease the breaking up of Damage Control, because it makes no bloody sense that someone's in the group that you know the leader injured,
Yeah.
and that's the reason why she was in Japan for how many years. Also, Kairi Sane or Kyrie Sane people that actually know how to pronounce her name would call her. I think she's really, really good too.
She's
Love
amazing.
love Kyrie. Always did.
I think she's gotten better since she went over to Japan.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad she it looks like she finally ditched that weird pirate crap.
I
But yeah,
I
those were
did
my
not like
thoughts.
I didn't like that they revived them as the Kabuki Warriors. That was stupid the first time around.
I agree that's like a stupid Vince name, but now we all understand what kind of person Vince is now, so makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
want
I got a lot of
to I don't want to crap
Maybe-
on anybody or anything, but
Oh, bad. Oh, all right. Well, on that case. All right. So, okay. Before I don't want me to interrupt, but anything else you want to add on the women's match there, Roger? Before I,
nope.
okay. All right. So the only thing I really want to throw out is, I looked at the breakdown of, uh, from each roster. So you had 17 competitors from Raw, 8 from SmackDown, 2 from NXT, 2 unaffiliated, and of course, Jordan Grace from TNA. I thought, Raw is pretty heavy handed here.
yep.
And you get that, you actually get that with the men's too. Obviously, you don't have anybody from TNA on that one, but you got a very heavy handed to Raw, which is interesting. I think for me, it just was like there was too many spots, there was too many people, there was too much going on to make it completely enjoyable. And so for me, it was a plotting match for me to get through. Um, I think for me, probably the most entertaining part was poor Chelsea Green getting squashed by everybody. You know, between Piper getting squashing her, and then Nia was squashed. She poor thing got squashed like 8 or 9 times. And you're right, the selling thing. I mean, by that point, it's like somebody just pick her up and just gently toss her over. You know, and that's about what she needed to do. But that whole sequence I thought was very entertaining. So that was a good part. Um, yeah, yeah. I watched that spot back with Jade earlier, and Serena was watching it with me, and she was like, and I was like, whoa, that really was pretty loud. And she just, when you do this running spot where you're gonna like spear them in the corner, or like shoulder block them, the idea is that if they miss, that you're supposed to make it look like your shoulder is hitting the ring post or that ring area thing. No, she took that thing in the back of her head. There
Yeah.
was no shoulder. There was no shoulder tackle there. That was all the back of her head. That was pretty brutal. Yeah, I could see why she was kind of off to the side a little bit, and she probably maybe she had her bell rung, and it just took a little while to get the cobwebs out. But yeah, I think she still needs a little more seasoning, a little more work. But throwing out Nia Jax was definitely it's like the way to build her up. And of course, I think Becky's look on her face was like,
Yeah. That seemed pretty genuine. It really
Yeah.
did.
yeah, yeah. So that was amusing. So yeah, I really don't have much more to say. I mean, I think the way they just kept building Bailey up, he was like, there's no chance in there's no chance in Hades anybody else is going to win this match but Bailey. Bailey is going to win this thing unless somehow she botched getting one of those spots and she accidentally falls out the ring. No, the way they were building her up, she was going to win. Honestly, I've never been on the Bailey bandwagon ever since her NXT days. I just felt like I just thought she was getting it. She got injured a lot in those early NXT days. And it just seemed like I always found her to be kind of a weak link of the four horsewomen to me. And so I just never got behind her for too much. So, I guess we'll all agree to disagree with her, but um good on her. Glad she sounds like she does a lot in the locker room. So so there you go. I think we all are probably saying about a B plus or B average there for that. So
Yeah, I would like to point out before we move on, what really sold me to Bailey was when she destroyed her hugger gimmick and went heel, and then the pandemic happened, and then Charlotte was out hurt, Becky was out pregnant. She was the SmackDown Women's Champion during the Thunderdome era, and she pretty much carried the whole show on her back during that time. And her and Sasha really worked hard to get over, and Bailey like just became this epic heel bad guy, super caring, and it was awesome. And that's what sold me on her.
yeah.
I'm the same way. Once she became a heel, I thought she was great. She's more old school. Her finisher's a belly to belly. Anybody who can have an old school finisher is great with me.
Yeah.
You don't have to do all this namby shamby stuff,
No. Absolutely. She did a belly to belly and did the macho elbow every now and then. That was
That's
it.
right. Old school.
Gotta love that. Gotta love that. All right. So there you go. So let's move on to the fatal four-way. Now, I had said something to Roger and Ben in our chat that if Roman dropped the belt, I would go to SmackDown on Friday in the nude.
Yep.
That's how confident I knew they were not going to take the belt off Roman.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, John, take it away. Give us your thoughts on this one.
Okay, may I want to give a plug right now.
Okay.
Samantha Irvin, the
Oh,
ring
yes.
announcer. She rocks. She is fantastic. And she announces everybody based on her personality. The way she says Chelsea Green just has me in stitches, and I gotta watch it over and over again. But she does it with everybody. I think
it's
she's
because she's a
fantastic.
fan. She's a
She's
fan
a
first.
fan. She's a fan first. I mean, she is awesome. I think she's the best ring announcer they've probably had since the Howard Finkel.
Yeah.
But Gary Michael Capetta is a great one too. He's been around forever. He's
You know
awesome.
what she reminds me of? That woman from Pride Fighting.
I don't watch Pride.
Ah,
Don't know that one.
Don't know.
look it up.
Okay.
It's the same type of thing.
But if you
was
go on
the best-
YouTube, go ahead, Roger.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She was the best MMA announcer ever.
Nice.
Even better than Buffer.
But
Nice.
if you'll go on YouTube, they have a bunch of shorts where somebody's got a camera on Samantha during the matches, and it showed when Rock showed up at day one, she like jumped up and her whole body started shaking, like she was marking out harder than anybody in the audience was. Like her reactions to the action is just insane. She's an awesome part of the company.
She really is, and I've watched those shorts too. I remember watching a short where she said Logan Paul's name, and then Logan won his match, and Logan's going, "Say it again! You say it again! Say it again!" But and she's seeing Ricochet.
Yeah.
Oh, and everything I've always heard about Ricochet is he's just a stand-up guy. He's a great guy. I'm
Yeah.
not big into the high flying and all that, but as a person, they say he's a stud. So good luck to them.
I hope so too. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now the fatal four-way match, I thought this fell flat. Because I like you, John. I knew it was going to win. I mean, I knew it was going to win. I knew Solo was going to get involved. Randy looks good. AJ's still a stud. He's probably still the best worker of the four. Roman, is getting he's great with his comebacks and he's good with his comebacks, his facial expressions when he has the advantage. He looks so sinister. But no, it was just too predictable. And I knew Solo was gonna come out and start spiking people. But then he missed the one against AJ. I was like, I don't know, it just came off anticlimactic. Just get two guys to beat. Just get two guys. You don't need four guys.
You don't
Just
need
get
four.
two. You just get two. I knew the ending was was okay. One would beat AJ with the spear, but I mean, it wasn't anything I didn't see coming. It was what's with these long ass ring intros?
Oh my
It
gosh.
took them like 15 minutes to get to the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's another one. Another thing. You know what I want with the Royal Rumbles? Don't play their music. Just hit the horn and let them run out.
Old school.
Old school, like the old Royal Rumbles. The best Royal Rumble, in my opinion, was the one Flair won. You heard the horn, and then the crowd would react to whoever came out. You didn't need the music.
Didn't need it.
You didn't need the music. I think Royal Rumble is an important match. You shouldn't need the music.
Yeah. And it's getting ridiculous where there's 90 seconds in between buzzers, and it takes the wrestler a minute and a half to get to the ring. He gets in the ring, and the next one comes out, Yeah, Cody took like 5 minutes to get to the ring, and I agree with you. Just have them run out.
Before we keep going with the Fatal 4-Way, I forgot there was one spot from the female Royal Rumble that we should talk about. Since we're talking about entrances, let's talk about number 24.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, she has the antlers on.
Oh, I was told I was number 24 in the Rumble match.
Where's the
Wrong
guys?
match. Where's the guys at? R-Truth is the highlight of Monday night right now. Hands down. The dude's at an all-time high at 52 years old. He is at the peak of his career, and he's carrying the show on his back.
Pretty much. But it's like, that was just like, you are in the men's Royal Rumble. You are in the women's. You are in now. And then poor Valhalla, she gets in there, and then just like Hulk Hogan clotheslining the Barbarian,
Yeah.
Warlord, boom. 2 seconds later, she's out.
She's out.
Sorry,
I had to mention that one before we got.
I'm glad you mentioned it.
I completely forgot. I was like, oh, we gotta talk. We got to at least.
I did too. I forgot to even write that down.
I forgot about that too when I watched the clip this morning.
All right.
More to come on R-Truth's Rumble performances.
There you go.
Exactly.
Continue with the Fatal 4-Way.
One thing I was wondering is why is this so early in the card? Then I didn't realize it was only a 4-match card.
And still a 4-hour runtime.
Well, it still
Yeah.
shouldn't have been second.
Yeah, why was it second? I was thinking, maybe it would be right before.
So that Roman could have time to shower and rest and get up in the press box for his spot at the end of the show.
Yeah.
The only other thing I could have thought of why they would have done that is if one or all three of the others would turn up in the Rumble.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking about that too, but I mean that didn't happen because their roster's so stacked right now. But no, and you know what? Another thing, and I know I sound like a curmudgeon here. Why so many chair shots? We gotta get back to where the chair shot was made to be a lot bigger. You don't beat somebody with a chair over and over and over again. One shot. Out. That's it.
yeah.
When I see chair shots and I see somebody hit somebody with a chair over and over, number one, I'm worried about their safety. And number two, I'm like, you're making it like this steel chair make it look like something plastic that wouldn't hurt a kid. He's hitting them with so many of these. It's just no.
At least they're staying away from the head.
At least they're staying away from that. Thank God. Oh God, man, I still cringe at Mick Foley, Rock. But it was all right. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I knew Rome was gonna win, so there you go.
Ben?
Yeah, this was pretty much just in my opinion, it was a let's just get to Mania kind of match. Like last year, Sammy versus Roman at the Elimination Chamber felt a billion times bigger than this because you actually
Yes.
thought Sammy had a shot. You know, going into this, you knew nobody had a shot. Nobody really had any kind of heat with Roman. There was no hot angle going on.
Mm-mm.
Nothing. Um, and then it was all just speculation of The Rock. Is The Rock going to show up? Is The Rock going to put himself in the Rumble? Is The Rock? Because everybody's looking at Rock versus Roman. Nobody gave a crap about this fatal four-way match. And to your point, it should have been Randy and Roman the entire time. That's the match. For some reason, they wanted to keep that one and save it for later down the road. But it should have been Randy versus Roman. Now, I love LA Knight. I'm a huge LA Knight fan. I'm a huge AJ Styles fan. It's it didn't feel right. It didn't. The match was okay. They did the best they could. Let's work safe, get to WrestleMania. Everybody got their spots in, but I don't know. The match fell flat. And honestly, it looked like the match was pretty short, but it looked like about halfway through, Randy tweaked his shoulder and he was holding it. And I don't know if he was selling, if it was a fake or not, but he looked like he hurt his shoulder. And I don't know if that interfered with the plans of the finish or not, but uh I that was the lowest point of the whole night for me was that fatal four-way.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Roger?
I agree. I kind of checked out. I won't even lie. I was, yeah. I barely paid attention.
Yeah.
There was no point. We all know Cody's gonna win. The Rock's gonna probably interfere in the match to stop the rest of the bloodline from attacking him. Then I'll set up WrestleMania 41. Blah 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 blah. Like, I I had yeah, I had no interest in the match.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything Ben said was, but I will say the ending was pretty like it was just abrupt. I thought.
It
Yeah.
did feel rushed. It was rushed. I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know if when AJ got knocked off the ropes and he kind of came down kind of weird on when he got knocked off and he kind of looked like he almost hit his head, his neck a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that was that's how it was all set up. But let's face it, did we really need a fatal four-way to go 45 minutes or something like that?
No.
I don't need a Roman Reigns match to go more than 15 minutes, if that. So whether it's a fatal four-way, three-way, two-way, whatever, he no, he doesn't need to be in there longer than 15 minutes. That's good enough for me. So yeah, nothing special. Hated the solo interference. Why do you need it in a fatal four-way anyway? I mean,
There's no disqualification.
there's no
Right.
there's no extra point to it. It just seems useless. But it wasn't. He came in, did a little bit, but then he took himself out pretty quick by running into the barricade. So
And nearly
yeah.
hurting Samantha.
Yeah, and then nearly hurting Samantha too. So that wouldn't have been good. So yeah, like you guys, I think I actually dozed off a little bit during the match last night watching it live, and I tried to watch it again earlier, and I think I dozed off again. So yeah, this obviously this match didn't do nothing for me. So moving on, Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul for the U.S. belt. John, take it away.
Thank you, John. This is how you do.
What's that? What'd you say? I missed that.
I said thank you, John, and then Ben went nuts. John, take it away. Thank you, John.
Oh boy.
Okay.
He's laughing because it sounds like you're talking to yourself.
I thought that's what he meant.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I've thought that months watching you guys talk. And it's off the rails.
And we're going into the burning up meeting again. So,
Oh,
anyway,
gosh. Oh, boy.
there we go. All right. This is how you do it. This is how you tell a story in the match. Kevin, I make everyone look good, Owens. He's fantastic. Logan Paul, I respect the Paul brothers more and more all the time. He's a good athlete. I mean, if they really they're really trying. Logan and Jake Paul, they're no frauds. They are at the place they are. Part of it's because of their opponents, but you could tell they're busting their asses behind the scenes. They're doing a good job learning the respective sports they're in. I think Logan is a great heel. He's a great athlete. He knows psychology.
Yes,
Work
he
on a
does.
broken hand.
Work the hand.
Work the hand. Work the broken hand. We got to see more of that. Anybody who does the old school stuff that I fell in love with as a kid, old school wrestling, I'm all for it. This match was great. They were selling the story. Kevin's so emotional. And then at the end, his emotion got the best of him, but he didn't get, not necessarily, he got screwed, but the war will continue.
Mm-hmm.
They had to bring in the Logan's buddy who handed him the knucks again, so they brought that back, and that continues the thing. They had Austin Theory and Grayson Waller coming out, so yeah, Logan needs help to beat Kevin. But I mean, the cannonballs, the Superfly from the splash from the top rope on Kevin, and then selling the hand because of the way he came down. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You had a brain buster off a superplex shot there. Logan legit went on the back of his head, but I thought this was great. This was my favorite match of the night. I thought they both did an outstanding job. I love the ending where 1, 2, brass knucks, ring the bell. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
It still makes Owens look strong. Owens really he was the ring general here. He was carrying the match, but Logan did his part. I look forward to seeing more matches with these guys. I think they're gonna probably go WrestleMania, and that might be the blow off. But this was really good. And there was he bit the Santon and all that, and then he missed a second something. Like there was just a lot of drama here going back and forth. Yeah. This was killer.
Yeah.
Excellent match.
Yep. And a 14-minute match.
Yeah.
That's all it
told
was.
this great story in 14 minutes. They got their shit in. Great psychology. You did have some interference, but you had some interference, but it didn't take away from the story of the match. It added to the story. Hats off, guys. You guys did a great job. Logan and Kevin.
Yep.
Kevin, you're the man. Logan, you're pretty freaking cool.
Hey, Logan was my highlight when I saw SummerSlam in Nashville. Him and the Miz. That was probably one of the highlights of SummerSlam for me.
Oh my God, no question.
So yeah, good stuff.
Thank you.
All right, Ben.
Listen, baby. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have it finished. We're gonna have a screwball finish at the end. That way we can keep it going on into WrestleMania. We want to keep the fans coming back, you see, to buy tickets to see the next show. If we don't give it all away at once, we got to build the story. We got to layer the casserole. You understand what I'm saying? So I want you to take the knuckles and forget to take them off your hands so that you get disqualified. You'll look strong, and Logan will look strong, and we'll get through this on into WrestleMania for a big fat payday. That match had Dusty all over it.
Yep.
It,
Oh,
it
yeah.
had Triple H wrote that match out with Dusty in his head. How can I get a good one of two matches out of them? You know, I thought it was phenomenal. I love the old school brass knuckles finish. You know, can't beat a classic. Classics work for a reason.
Yes, sir.
I was interested in it. Of course, Kevin Owens is a modern day legend. Logan Paul is, I've said it several times, he's 1,000 times better than he deserves to be. Somebody of his with limited experience shouldn't be that good, is what I'm saying. You know, um, I think he's the celebrity that pro wrestling's been looking for 40 years. You know, we've had Carl Malone, Dennis Rodman, Jay Leno. Give them all a chance. Cain Velasquez. Let's see what happened. And Logan Paul ended up being the actual real wrestler out of the whole bunch of celebrities over the years. Again, like you said, match of the night. It was hands down. As much as I liked parts of the Rumble, this 14 minutes here told a complete story and set up for a rematch later down the road. I that's about all I can say on it. It was fantastic.
All right, Roger, your thoughts on this one?
Honestly, the first two said pretty much everything I wanted to say. Nothing else to say. It was a very good match. It was the best match of the night. Logan Paul is perfect in his role, which I've said before. There's no way that guy should be face ever. Much like Roddy Piper. There's certain wrestlers that should never be good guys, and good guys that should be bad guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great match. And I
Mhm.
appreciated the old school working the body part too.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that out there. I'm not just a spot monkey too.
You
Well,
like an old school fight too, huh?
Yeah.
but that and
So I
that's
try to tell the person I work with because I cannot stand the young bucks. Anyway,
In other news, I just saw the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl.
oh
What's
wow.
what's the final?
I don't know. I just got a text from a guy saying Kansas City won.
wow.
Okay.
Everybody was thinking there was going to be the 49ers and the Ravens. Well,
17-10 Kansas City.
huh. Well, that means we got to put up with Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. So
Oh, I think
Travis
I'll
had
to
Travis had a
Jack
huge game.
to Jack Toledano, sorry. I know you. I know that's going to drive you cuckoo, but he went on a rant about that. So yeah, oof. Well,
well, if this was a different show, I'd be about that right now.
yeah, there you go. But I agree. I mean, Kevin Owens has a lot of that old school mentality too. I mean, that's always been a smash mouth,
Yeah.
let's fight style, fight forever kind of style. That's he's always had that kind of mentality about him. So perfect for Logan Paul. And I agree. Um, Logan was the face for SummerSlam at Nashville. But yeah, that was the only time. Everything else, he's always been that heel, and he just comes across so much better. So yeah, I completely agree. Nothing else to really add to that. Yeah, it's amazing what they could do in 14 minutes. Well,
Yeah.
and do it justice. So yeah, no complaints there. Probably for me, I would agree. Match of the night, by far, by far. So now that brings us to the men's Royal Rumble match, which I'm just going to throw out this one little tidbit here. 18 Raw superstars, 7 SmackDown, 2 NXT, 3 unaffiliated. Again, very heavy-handed to Raw, not so much on SmackDown. So good to see a couple of NXT guys making their thing. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So John, take it away.
All right. Why do you gotta make it so obvious? The Uso brothers are 1 and 2. Come on.
Yeah.
So that's all I gotta say about that. A lot of this I liked. A lot of it I didn't. Grayson comes out. You know he's gonna go quick, but he's good in his role like a chicken shit heel. So good for that. Good for him on that. I thought it was good. You had some guys come back. Andre came back for his first show in a few years. Shinsuke Nakamura, he's just, I don't know. It seems like he's been there forever. He can still go, but now he's wearing a full bodysuit. I mean, it was okay. The crossroads on Nakamura was cool. I'll just give you my highlights. Karrion Kross, I thought was going to last a little longer because they were making him out to be a badass choking, putting people to sleep left and right for a while. I was surprised he went as good as he did, as quick as he did. Dominic, there's a guy you can't keep him as a heel forever. God, is he good at getting heat?
Oh,
he's like he gets X-Pac heat. He gets Tully Blanchard heat. He's talented. And like anybody he's with is going to get cheered, but as soon as he gets in the ring, people are going to shit all over him because he's just so good at being a chicken shit heel. And he could go, and he's becoming a better worker as time goes on. Carlito comes in by Escobar. That's what I wrote. Bobby Lashley by Karrion. And then, but a lot of these guys, they didn't really do a heck of a lot. Like Finn Balor didn't do a lot. Austin Theory, Bronson Reed. Kofi came in at 17. Then Gunther comes in. Now business picks up. Braun Breaker. That was the first I've seen Braun Breaker. I know he's been around for a while. Yeah. He's going to be a stud. And then we get Pat McAfee. Oh, we get Pat McAfee coming in at 22.
yeah.
That was, I kind of shit on the Michelle McCool thing from last year, but but he eliminates himself after 38 seconds. He sees who's there. He's like, I ain't gonna fuck with these guys.
That was hilarious.
That was funny.
I feel like it was a wasted spot that could have been given to a talent, but it was funny.
And he's got the kind of natural charisma to sell that.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the spot Brock was supposed to have before he asked for a picture. Allegedly.
Braun knocked out a bunch of guys. By Jimmy Uso, by Finn Balor, by Ivor. Omos, am I saying his name right?
Omos.
That he's like the biggest man I've ever seen.
That's probably why McAfee wanted to get out of there. He was like,
Yeah.
I can see why. JD McDonough, he's good. He's good at he every time I see him in a match, he always takes a shit kicker.
Yeah.
And here comes our truth to 24. That was good comic relief there. Dominic eliminated Breaker. Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Breaker.
Yeah. He eliminated Braun Breaker.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And then CM, and then we get CM Punk coming in there. Anytime that Living Color gets paid, I like it. CM Punk's, so CM's in there. Bye, Dominic. Get Ricochet. I already told you I think about Ricochet. I'm not in a high fly. I don't think the high flying stuff works for a match like this, but again, great dude.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get Drew at 29, 29, Sami Zayn at 30. Last 6, we got Cody, Gunther, McIntyre, Priest, Sammy, and Damian. That as soon as McIntyre's giving Punk that little speech after he's giving him a beatdown, you're like, oh, here goes McIntyre. That's exactly what happened. And then in the end, we got Gunther and Rhodes. They told a really good story at the end. I thought Punk was going to win, but Cody went over. Good match. Clearly better than the spot fest in the women's match. Although there were really good spots there. I didn't like that Street Profits stuff. They did like I wasn't really into that at all.
Mhm.
But you know, it was good. It was good. I liked it.
So let me take y'all back to another time where they did it. They took a tag team and they made them come in number 1 and 2. Royal Rumble 1989. Let's go way back into the archives. And who was number 1 and 2 for that one?
I'm trying to remember.
Arn and Tully?
No.
No.
Here come the Axe and
Uh,
here come the
Oh,
Smasher.
that's right.
Because they both get their numbers and it's, oh man, I'm in for a long night. Yeah, me too. And then they walk off and then yeah, they start off 1 and 2. I remembered when that happened. Yeah, neither of them lasted very long. I think Smash was eliminated in about 5 minutes because number 3 was Andre.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So, anywho, all right, Ben, I'm
Ben.
gonna give you the hot tag here.
Yeah. This match had a lot of backstory and entertainment to it. The R-Truth segment, running in thinking it was a tag match, and then the crowd pops when it gets tagged in. Like the crowd sold it as a hot tag, and then he runs. It was amazing. And then Priest comes in and just knocks the fire out of Truth.
Yes.
Like there was a lot of salt and pepper on that right hand, it looked like.
Yes.
That was definitely a salt and pepper potato right there.
Yeah, that one was solid. That was an awesome spot. Shinsuke looked really good. There was a lot of mid-card in this match, a lot of mid-card talent, purely on the SmackDown side because all of their top guys had already performed in the match prior.
Right.
Kevin Owens, LA Knight, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Logan Paul. Those guys couldn't compete because they'd already wrestled.
Mm-hmm.
So that add those guys and you would have had a more balanced Raw to SmackDown ratio. But anyway, I thought everybody, most of the guys looked really good. I didn't see any botches or confusing points like I did in the women's match. Of course, when Cody's music hit, the crowd went nuts. And everybody's like, it's either going to be Cody, it's going to be Punk, or it's going to be The Rock. Well, number 30 hit, Sammy came out. Okay, no Rock this year. So that leaves it down to Cody and Punk. And then you're thinking, are they really going to let Cody win back to back? And then it happened. And, it was awesome. That segment was awesome. Cody, after Gunther and Drew were eliminated, Cody and Punk wrestled an additional 11 minutes. That put Cody at nearly a 45-minute segment he was in, and he never got tired, never got winded, still looked amazing. Punk, first time you've seen him wrestle in a match in years in WWE, looked amazing. I know in AEW he got all his rust out, so I thought that went good. But a little tidbit of information for people: Cody is now in an elite class, no pun intended, of 4 athletes, 4 superstars. Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, and Steve Austin are the only 3 that went back to back. Cody is now in that class. If that tells y'all the company's ambitions for Cody Rhodes down the line.
Yeah.
The biggest star of all time, the 2 biggest stars of the 1990s, and now Cody Rhodes. So he's going to get the rocket ship. It's just getting it off of Roman first. So that's my take on the Royal Rumble. Nothing really exciting, no big surprises, no oh my God moments. Just a solid, let's get Cody back in the picture to finish his story at WrestleMania.
Yep. All right, Roger, you have any thoughts
Yeah.
about it?
Perfect segue into there was he's right. There was no big moments. It's like nothing. It was weird. Every single one I've watched, there's been like some sort of big moment, like some
Mhm.
stare down or something. Maybe I guess that's what Braun and almost was supposed to be. And was it just me or did like some of the camera angling was kind of bad?
Well, that was
Like,
without Kevin Dunn.
that's true. Yeah, because during CM Punk's entrance, they went to the crowd.
This woman's face was just...
Yeah, I don't want to see some people in the crowd when he's going to scream clobbering time. It's the best part. And I agree, whenever Living Color gets paid, it's a good day.
That's right.
What an underrated band.
They're playing here in Birmingham in March, I think.
Oh, there you go. Something for you.
I may have to go.
They kick
Vernon-
ass live, man.
Vernon Reed is a highly underrated guitar player.
And they're playing at a small venue. It's not like a it's like a I don't know, probably 1,000 person. It's not even a seating thing. It's just like a little venue. Ben, if it's called Workplay. You may have heard of Workplay in this area if you've heard but about Birmingham venues. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I again, like Ben, I thought the Pat McAfee spot was hilarious. That's exactly how an announcer should act if they're in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Right?
Unless they're
Unless you're a
Jerry
JBL or a Taz or a Jerry Lawler or one of those
Right.
kind of
Yeah, if you're not an
Jerry could pull
ex-wrestler,
that
you
off
should
though
be
too.
afraid.
You can see old Jerry being a chicken shit and going, nah, I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, especially when
He
he's
would he
doing-
was sold that like ice to an Eskimo, you know.
Oh yeah.
And I like how Cole chirped him about not making as long as him too.
Yeah.
That was fun. But yeah, the right person won. We all know Cody's gonna win at Mania. I'll still watch Mania because it's tradition, but
Well, I have a theory, guys. Real quick, I don't mean to interject, but Roman's gonna win at WrestleMania again this year so that he can beat Hogan's record in September. If he lasts to September, he'll beat Hogan's record of days as champion, which will set up Cody to be the first ever person to pull off a three-peat at the Royal Rumble. And then they'll win at WrestleMania 41. He'll win and go over. Keep that in your mind.
Could see that happening easy.
Y'all in the comments. Have at it.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. All right. So go ahead, Roger. I'll let you finish.
I don't know what to say to that. How are they going to set up The Rock versus Roman then?
Roman's gonna win.
Uh,
Roman and Rock can highlight SummerSlam 2024.
if only that was near me. But Money in the Bank is. Anyway, it's pretty much my thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have anything really to add to my thoughts on the match. It was just, typically Royal Rumble is like my favorite one to watch. I love it because, yeah, I like some of the surprises. There's a lot of things I like about it, but boy, this one was a chore to watch.
Yeah, I thought it was kind
the
of
men, the
meh.
male and the female, both I felt were just chores to watch. Only because you already knew the predetermined part before it was predetermined. So
Mhm.
it was just like you're just making it happen just to get it over and done with until you can get to the part where the main players are going to be the main factors in this thing. You knew it was coming. You knew it was going to be
Yeah.
Cody and Punk. Gunther was nice throwing it in there, and of course, I think Drew being in there, I think was also a good thing. Bringing Sammy at number 30, I thought was a nice touch too. But yeah, I mean, they're just, it was a good way to show up Braun Breaker and just how explosive he could be. You know, did almost do anything really? No, nothing really spectacular. Um, it would have been nice to have seen more Karrion Cross and Lashley in the thing, but they both got eliminated pretty quick, so that took care of
Yeah.
that. So yeah, it's like they didn't add to any stories within the match itself. Not enough to some of the little stories.
Yeah.
So obviously, the whole hot tag thing with R-Truth is probably, again, just like with Chelsea Green getting squashed by everybody, the hot tag moment was probably the best highlight there as far as the most entertaining thing. And of course, McAfee's like, yeah, no, I'm good. But he didn't last as long as Michael Cole. He should have at least tried to hang in there for at least another minute. But yeah. So that's really about all I got with that. I was waiting for something crazy to happen after it was all done. Kind of like with what happened to Survivor Series when Punk's music hit. But yeah, we didn't. Nothing happened. So like I was expecting to hear, if you smell. Yeah, I was just waiting to hear that happen, but it didn't. So I watched the news conference, the press conference afterward. Um, Bailey just doing Bailey being Bailey, and Cody, same thing. Cody, Dallas was there, and Dallas asked him the first question. So that was kind of fun. They had some good stuff there. Triple H comes out. Um, Pretty much skirts the whole Vince issue going on right now. He's like,
Okay, now I'm interrupting. I think good old Dave needs to shut the hell up. Why the hell? Where like he wants to whine about Triple H not saying anything. Where were you when Tony didn't say anything about Jericho's crap?
Yeah.
He just danced around it and said, "This is the
Thank you,
safest
Roger.
place to work." Shut. He needs to go away, and people need to stop buying his crap.
Yeah.
wow,
Dave and Nick Houseman both.
yeah,
Nick Houseman is just a tabloid chaser. You know, he always wants to ask the controversial questions, which I get, but really let him handle that. This all just started. Let them handle their business. Give them a little time.
yeah.
But Cody was asked something about Vince, straight professional. Of course, he danced around the question too, like Triple H did, but he handled it like an outstanding pro.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Triple H wants to focus on the Netflix deal, with
Yeah,
Raw and SmackDown and all, Raw, especially going to Netflix starting
yeah,
next year.
Which is great for me, by the way.
And
Me too.
because the WWE network at some point that's going to be phased out pretty much all across the world at some
Mhm.
point.
Well,
Then
actually, part of the deal is WWE Network's going to be gone everywhere else, and then they're putting it on Netflix.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So that could be interesting if when the SmackDown deal runs out with Fox, however long that's going to, then that'll get moved on to Netflix as well. So you have those deals. So Triple H wanted to focus on the more positive things and not delve into all this stuff that's coming out, which, you
yeah,
know, maybe a lot of it's he said, she said kind of thing. I don't know. It seems pretty, it certainly makes sense listening to when you think of how Vince was in the late 90s, early in 2000s. It's pretty much an extension of his personality.
yeah.
Maybe that's the case, but you know, there was really never with I go back to the Jericho thing. Was anything really ever really proven, or was it just a
No,
lot of, or
No,
was it just a
no,
lot of stuff that
no.
somebody just
the
started making up?
tabloid moron said he just made it
Yeah,
up.
Exactly.
Nick Houseman said he made
Yeah,
it up.
exactly. So
And
there
then
you go.
that's the same person that turned around and asked Cody about the Vince allegations.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah. I again, given what we know about Vince, it wouldn't surprise me. It's a shame if all of that really truly happened.
I don't know.
but-
The pooping kind of surprises.
This is the 5th decade that some kind of allegation about Vince's sexual immorality has come up. I mean, in the 80s, it was with Rockin' Robin and with the female referee that was with him
Yeah.
for a time. They
Yeah.
both said Vince tried to do something. In the 90s, it came up every decade since. I mean, if you followed his product, you're not surprised about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he made Stacy Keibler give him lap dances on national TV. He made Lita perform a live sex show on TV in the middle of the ring. I mean, that's just Vince.
Yeah. I just had a thought and it just left me. One thing I will say, it sounded like, Vince was trying to get Shane in on the
Mhm.
debauchery, and Shane just pretty much shut that stuff down.
Yeah,
He didn't want no part of it, and that was
he-
probably one reason why he wound up leaving the company for so long.
yeah.
Kudos to Shane. If that, if all of that kind of stuff is true, and that's what, kudos to Shane. I got to meet Shane once when he came into the store I work at. And, this is after he blew his quad out after WrestleMania. So, he came in the store and he was super nice guy. So, kind of wanted to, he came to do business, and then off he went. But, he was very nice to talk to me for a few minutes, and, so I have nothing bad to say about him. And after learning about that, then I have a lot more respect for him. So,
Yeah.
but there you go, folks. Royal Rumble 2024 is in the books. We got Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia coming up. But y'all let us know what you think of what for those. I know this is my music corner, and I do a lot more talk about music than I do wrestling. But if y'all are wrestling fans, come on, share what your thoughts were about this.
Mhm.
Do the like, share, subscribe thing. You know what to do. So one of these days, we're going to do a music thing. We're going to work on that. I promise. My head just needs to get cleared out of a few things, but we are going to get some stuff together where we'll talk some music things too. So there you go, guys. For Metal Roger, who you'll be able to see a little bit now and then on our good friends Grab a Stack of Rock with Mike Ladano. You'll probably get to see his thoughts every now and then. For my good brother Ben Carson, for John the Music Nut, my faithful Wednesday co-captain with our 5 count. That's how we should have done this show. We should have done our 5 spots of the Royal Rumble. But anyway, John Clauser, Johnny Metal, the Music Dad, coming to you from a music corner. We'll see you soon. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you thought about the Royal Rumble. We will see you soon. Take care, everybody.
Cheers.